Oh yeah. Put you guys right in the sun. That's a great idea. And then Picker. Oh, of course. You come in every time when I work on my truck. But any other time, no, you never show up. No, I'm kidding. You're good. Just kind of temporarily putting my truck back together. You guys will see an update video tonight of the whole shwabang. Where did I put my hammer? There you go. It's more. Well, I don't really think I've ever told anybody yet on YouTube what was wrong with my truck. But I think it was like the springtime. I made a video of me doing the carrier bearing. Maybe I uploaded it, maybe, I don't know. But I thought the carrier bearing was going out in this, so I replaced it, but the noise continued, so I thought, it was the U-joint. Well, I didn't replace the U-joints because the U-joints looked decent, there was no slot, and the bearings all looked good. Well then, all the noise was coming from the, actual rear end. Disc brake conversion next year? Maybe. Or if I can find like a 2013 2500 HD rear end, just to get the whole axle and put it in, I'll do it that way. But the noise kept on continuing. I thought, okay, well it feels like it's coming from the wheel bearings. So I thought, wheel bearings. Popped off the rear drums, and the bearings look decent, but pulled off the rear diff cover, spun the diff, and found the pinion gear was chewed up. So I gotta pull this whole rear end out next door, so that's why I'm putting it back together in my garage. And I'm gonna take it back next door, tear it all, take the rear end out, and get a new pinion gear and differential gear. So, and pretty much all new seals, bearings. So, and then hopefully by the end of this summer, I'll get to at least drive my truck, at least 300 miles instead of 1,000 miles like what I normally put on my truck every year. So, I mean, this summer hasn't really been the greatest yet. I miss my truck. Haven't been to a single car show yet this year. This truck has been down. These drums are not light. I'll be darned, you can actually take these drums off without pulling the axles out. But usually you always have to. Oh boy, this is heavy. Get up there. Whew. Alright. Through. Nut. Goes on shaft. Yeah, we're gonna put this whole axle thing back together, then we're gonna pull these little screws off and see if that drum actually comes off without pulling the axles out. Because I know on my dad's 82 dually, you gotta pull the axles out. But in the earlier Dana 60s, like what my dad was saying, you don't have to pull the axles out to get the rear drums off. So I'll get to your guys' comments here in a little bit. I know you guys are commenting. So lock ring and second nut. This one you kind of tighten down and then lock it down. I can tell that someone's already been in here unless that's from factory. The factory did that. Man, my screwdriver's way under here. I just touched it. Ew. But you just tighten these up a little bit. I'm not going to tighten it because I'm just going to be taking it all back apart again. But I want to at least tighten it up. Joe Mama. Ouch. That's not very nice, Joe Mama. Alright, well, I'm not going to bend them tabs because, like I said, I'm going to be taking this whole rear end apart again. Talk to a Kazi Camaro rear axle. I wish I could. I'm actually trying to look for, C10 rear ends. I'll just do the whole conversion kit. Yikes. I don't like that kind of, no, I don't either. Joe Mama. The dolphin. Joe Mama! Alright, oh, these axles are fucking. Slip the axle in. Get in there. And just like that. Rear end, back together. And then I gotta get my brother, and we gotta push this thing. And this thing does not push easy at all. But I think I'll just wait until the morning because I don't feel like pushing this thing at midnight. I used to do that. I was restoring this thing. I used to stay up, do live streams with you guys like at 11, midnight, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. If anybody remembers that live stream, we painted the heater box. I remember that. I'm pretty sure that was a really late night. Sorry. Where's my socket? I remember. Of course you do. Only the true subscribers remember. Where did I put my socket? Did I put that socket back? I did. That's fine. You guys are the tripod. You guys are on my impact. I like butter. A little bit. And I've never really taken these, rear ends apart before. So, hey. First time. Torque to spec. So when we put the whole rear end back together, I'll torque it. Alright, now I'm kind of curious. Let's take these screws off. Where's the other one? I know there's another one. There. That was tight. Alright, moment of truth. Okay, axle's in it. What? What? That's cool. Huh. Fancy. Technology back then. Now I'm going to be able to get this back on. Uh-oh. Probably help if I put it in the actual holes. Huh, interesting. Well, no, I don't feel too bad to do the rear brakes on this someday. Not this winter because we're relocating the gas tank to a fuel cell underneath the truck in the back. So you guys will definitely see it this winter. So that's pretty much the whole reason why I put bucket seats in my truck. Was eventually I was gonna, you know, move the gas tank, just pretty much delete it and put a fuel cell underneath the bed, and, you know, make a custom fuel door inside my truck bed. Tow the truck with a tractor. Pull the tractor pull. See how far. Yeah, I'll have my brother kind of ease into the brake, so it's like a tractor pull. Maybe I'll do it with the racing mower. No, I don't want to trash any more belt on that thing. Yo, what's up, Peter? But yeah, truck is back together somewhat. Not putting the dry shafts back in it, but yeah, I might work on my passenger seat. I don't know why I put the carpet back in it, knowing that I have to drill 4 more holes. Good going, Robbie. But there we go. Wide angle. But yeah, I'll probably work on the passenger seat, get that mount cut, placed in, and bolt it down. I still gotta cut this and paint it. So, I mean, that seat's just in there because I was gonna take it back to the speed shop, but I decided, you know what, let's just do it myself. And the guy's actually gonna charge or get the parts for me at cost. So I'm not paying, you know, what customers normally pay. He's paying, I'm gonna pay what he normally gets them for. So he's making me a good deal. Robert's Garage, what's up? But yeah, I'm pretty sure I put that back together, right? Yeah, it spins. Yep, see that differential? See, the diff gear is fine. It's the pinion gear that's just chewed up, and it's pretty much just trashed. So, but yeah, I gotta get this seat out. I'm not gonna sell it because I'm gonna keep it for something, because it's in perfect shape. But I mean, for the right price, you know, I'll let that seat go for, you know, $300 with the brackets. So it bolted up perfectly fine in my truck. The bucket seats look great so far. Yes, they do. Yeah, I was half tempted to, you know, ditch the bucket seat for right now and just throw my bench seat back in it so I can have something to, you know, sit on. But it's like, you know what, just take your time, finish the passenger seat, you know, trim that one, paint them up. I mean, the tan seat doesn't look bad in there. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get them reupholstered black, but, you know, that's later down the road. But I mean, it looks good. Not bad for Dodge motorhome seats. The old Dodge Sportsman. And they're in good shape, so can't complain. For what I paid for them, I paid $100 for them. So, but yeah, I gotta sweep it out too. I'll probably do all this stuff while it's in my dad's garage, because, you know, I don't have all that fancy stuff. But I'm sure you guys probably want to see underneath the hood too. We'll get there. Just stay on the line. But if we do away with the gas tank behind the seat, which we are, we're gonna fill in this hole, of course. I think that would be the right thing to do. And I'm hoping that it's the fuel cell hole is gonna plop somewhere in between this board and this board. I'm hoping more towards this board because it's a little wider, but if we have to, we can, you know, kind of notch around neatly around the rails. So But that's kind of hoping, that's kind of where I'm hoping it's going to plop, but it's probably going to be way back here of where the one center support is for the spare tire. But I don't even know if I can get to my engine compartment. Oh yeah, I can. There's plenty of room. Plenty. Still have, you know, the yellow headlights. But here she is, all nice and pretty. Getting a new master cylinder and brake booster. That's like another 400 bucks. This leaks. These clamp doohickey things, they never really seal right. You can argue with it, but I don't really like it. I had to repaint the inner fenders because they were nice, that gloss black, and I repainted them, and I don't really want to repaint them again. So, I mean, they kind of leaked a little bit, but it's dry right now because I'm not even driving it. Once I start driving it, this thing starts leaking, fan. So, but other than that, everything else is just dandy under here. So, yeah, nice and clean, nice and pretty. No car shows yet this year. But doing away with the cab lights too when we repaint the top, because you know, freshman year 2014, me never really scuffed it that good, and it's flaking. But that's really the only big flaw of this whole truck. But we're gonna mask it off right here and just pretty much repaint the whole top white. I was kind of talking my dad into getting a pearl white and painting this a pearl white. I don't know, he still might do it. But I don't know, that's a lot. He's gonna have to paint just normal white. Normal white. It looks awesome regardless. That's what I mean. Any classic car that you see, they're gonna have flaws, but at least it still looks good. Like, if I would have never told you about that, where the drip rail is flaking, you guys would have never known. The truck's spotless. It's a showroom truck. Like, I can go around this whole truck and nitpick it to death, but I'm not, because then the truck's just gonna look shitty. But I mean, regardless, it's clean. Yeah, that's from my dad. It's been cracked for like 2 years. My dad decided this year, let's see what's behind it. So he decided to pick it, and nothing's behind it. So just a normal Bondo crack. But like the windshield, that's been there ever since I've gotten the truck. So that's been there for like 8 years. So, I mean, it hasn't moved. Doesn't bother me none. So I'm gonna leave it. But yeah. What else are we gonna do to this truck? Oh, one other thing. Ditching the tailpipes. Soup, because my dad wants them. I already got the pipe that we're gonna use right there, 3-inch, and we're gonna cut the pipes right there, right where it's straight. Put my Super 10s there. Get a 45. Boop. Coming out the sides, and then I'll make a video and you'll be able to hear, you know, the chop in the cam, because when you're standing back here, you can hear it, but you're hearing it on both sides, and it kind of, I don't know. But I mean, I've been wanting to do side pipes for a while. You know, I've had the tailpipes for what, since 2018. So, but I wasn't gonna throw them away. My dad wants them for his dually. So I was like, well, we can cut these off, you can have them, because then he's just going to do it with stacks and just run kind of like side pipes, but he's just going to dump them out behind the rear tires. So that's what he wants to do. So I was like, well, here, take the exhaust. Leak pipes. Don't know what that is. Good evening, man. Love the 68 I'm working on it. Oh, F-150 as well tonight. Anyways, love the channel. Thank you. Yeah, I do need to make a video of my 95 again. Just, you know, just an update on it. It needs a bath. But after my dad paints this Ram, it's a side job, we're gonna get this one back in and touch up a few spots. Like, you know, down in here, it's starting to bubble out again. It's chipped. I mean, it's not bad for being driven every day in the snow. I mean, it still looks good. You know, the rockers are still in good shape. This is all that glue that my dad was using. I mean, it's good stuff, but I don't really like it. So that's not rust. It's glue. That's, I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's a rust bubble. But that's all glue because we glued these in. All this bubbling and cracking, you can see right where we put the panel in, because that's the glue bubbling, and that's just bare metal rusts, like surface rust, but that's the glue. Yeah, I think it's 208B. It's like an automotive glue. It's good stuff, but not for if you're gonna restore a truck or something. You're gonna see it eventually. Fenders are holding up really good. No signs of, you know, rust bubbles yet. So fenders are still holding up dandy. Front bumper, I'm gonna probably wire wheel it again and use some like Rust-Oleum rust remover, you know, brush it on, let it turn, I think, white or black, and then repaint the front bumper, because it's starting to look like it's old self again. That's glue from when I glued in a hole there and there, so that's not rust bubbles. This is the side that's really bad. Calm. Shut up. Because this drip rail leaks water when it rains really bad. Like, I'm gonna pick out all the flaws, so I'm not hiding nothing. So when it rains, my seatbelt gets wet, water goes down there. That's not the rag that holds the water, that's just when I wipe things down. Water comes down to this cab corner. If you know these trucks, you know that there's foam pretty much from here down that they put in the factory. Well, I only took out like half from here up. So this is all foam, and you know, the water comes down, sits, there's a drain hole back behind here. Well, the glue and, you know, just the water and stuff is starting to lift the paint and stuff. So this is not rotted out, it's just, it looks like it. This is all formed in glue, because you can't find this piece. And then pictures like one of the horror movies. Glue, foam. But yeah, it's just, it needs to be touched up. I mean, it's still a solid truck. I mean, this side's not as bad as the other side. So, but I mean, it's not rusty. Besides, you know, where the glue's kind of lifting. Just did a new tubing for AC on 95 Ford Crown Vic, blows cold air. No more sweating. Yeah, that's another reason why I love this truck. It's got AC, so when I'm cruising home from work, I don't have to sweat. I'm probably gonna buff this one out and try to figure out why this one's hazing up and this one is like brand new yet. But I mean, granted, the headlights, you know, they're like almost 5 years old. Because, you know, I redid this truck back in 2019, 2018. So it's almost time for tires. They don't look bad, but they're dry rotted. When I first bought the truck, the tires were brand new back in 2018. So, yeah. You know, there's a few little dents on the hood that I missed. Like that one. It's pushed out. But, you know, there's a little run there. But, you know, new windshield. That's my year. I have an XL. I spent the last 2 years restoring. Love it. But yeah, I spent almost the whole summer of 2018 on this. But, you know, it's not perfect, but it looks good. It's rust-free. I still get a lot of compliments out of it. Transmission, you know, doing its thing, making a mess. I gotta look at that tonight too. But I mean, the bed, as I said, that's glue. I just gotta grind that down and just pretty much weld up a few little spots. And yeah, I mean, the holes weren't that big. They were kind of like a finger size, and I just cut it out, put a new piece in, and same for up here. So, but I mean, the rest of the bed is pretty clean. Just here lately, I don't know why all of a sudden the bed decides to, you know, give me 2 little rust holes, but I gotta cut a piece out, weld it in, and, you know, grind it, make it look nice. And then I'm probably just gonna get it all bed lined, rhino lined. So I gotta push this back again because of all the tractors that I was hauling. They were strapped down, but I had them strapped and putting pressure on this. So I gotta put a ratchet strap on this and on the bumper and just, you know, use that as it come along. Mine's not perfect either. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, speaking of exhaust pipe, that's the 45 for my red truck, and, you know, a little straight pipe piece that they were throwing out. I decided just to leave it on there. So I have another 45 in my shed. But I mean, the truck's perfect on the inside. That's a replacement column because I thought the key switch went bad, but it worked fine. But you couldn't shut the truck off. Something in the columns, they go out and the columns are pretty much trashed at that point. So I bought one on eBay for like 300 bucks with cruise control and stuff, but the cruise control stuff doesn't work, of course. But I have my old column, so I'm probably going to use the steering wheel out of that to swap it out because that one's, you know, has like 4 cracks in it. But I mean, it's still in good shape. But yeah, it's an XL model. But I got like 3 different grills, headlight bezels out of an XLT, grill out of an XLT. I have 2 passenger doors, 1 driver's door in really clean shape, or in really good shape. I got these from work. We moved shops and he was willing to pay me. I told him, I'm like, well, just give me them doors. And, you know, they're rust-free doors. So at least now I have, you know, spares for when mine are getting bad. I can just gut those, paint these, put mine in it, my stuff in it, and have good rust-free doors. And he was gonna throw this one away. It still needs some work, but I mean, this one's rust-free too. And that's an OEM Ford door, so yeah, the original seat. Original seat cover. I wouldn't find anywhere. You have it. What do you mean by the original seat cover? Like the original seat? Because it's not perfect. It's got, that wasn't there when I first bought it. A wooden steering wheel. Yeah, it probably would. I mean, my horn doesn't work because I think the horn finally went out. So I gotta replace that. Spares are very nice. Yes, they are. But they take up a lot of room, if you know what I mean. But I mean, it's got LED headlights, LED taillights, brand new taillights. Those are like one of the first things that I replaced were the taillights, because the other ones were all cracked up and stuff. The cloth seat, the original cloth. Yes. Yeah, I haven't really messed with this seat. That's pretty much all original. When I first got the truck only had like 131,000 miles on it. And the guy that I bought it off of, he bought it off the original owner that bought it back in 95. And it was an older gentleman. And he had a camper top on this truck since 95 to like 2010. And when he bought it, he got rid of the camper top, and that's why the inside of the bed looks about as good as it does. So then I bought it off that guy because it was a project truck for him, and it had a big misfire, and he decided to sell it because he couldn't figure out why it was misfiring. Well, I bought it for 800 bucks. He was only asking 1,000. I chewed him down to 800 because I'm a cheap ass. But long story short, one of the rocker arms fell off because it didn't build oil pressure quick enough, so it just popped off. So we put that back on, torqued it, and ever since then it's been running like a sewing machine. I bought mine in November of 94. I mean, the tag says it's a 94, but I think it's either the 10th year or the 9th year, or the 9th month or the 10th month. You pretty much, they transferred everything over to the next year. So if it says 10 of 94, it's pretty much a 95 at that point because it's on your title. Popped off, yeah. But yeah. But when it was kind of in primer and stuff, ready for paint, I showed the guy because he just works right around the corner, about a mile away. Went over there, showed him the truck, and he was like, if you ever sell that truck, let me know because I'll definitely buy it back. You know, just for a classic truck. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Of course, you know, it's got the good old 300 in it, so the damn thing's gonna run forever. Roadrunner, what's up, Robbie? How do you know my TikTok? How do you know my TikTok name? But yeah, what's my phone at? 17%. It was at like 35, but we've been on here for about a good half hour. But dude, 196,000. I'm not even that close. I'm like 50,000 miles shy. Because it turned 150,000 here in about another 4 months. So, I mean, she's getting old. What have you done, dog? Drooling. But, yeah. Mine was a daily driver. 27. That's another thing. I want to find another truck so I can just, you know, keep that as, you know, just, you know, a classic truck. But, I mean, I'd rather just drive that and, you know, get the compliments instead of, you know, keeping it in storage and stuff. Both tanks work. Everything works on that truck. I mean, trust me, that if you guys seen that truck when I first got it, it was a rust bucket. The rear tank was rotted out, it didn't work. Front tank, it was there, but about a year later the fuel pump quit, so I just decided to get both new tanks, and yeah, and that's pretty much what started the whole restoration. So it was bad, yes it was. The fenders were pretty much gone. If you rubbed your hand underneath of them, you were pretty much going to get cut. There was no bottom piece. Those were rotted out like any normal old Ford like that. They were normally always rotted out there. Bed sides around the wheel well, that's the only spots that were rotted. Rockers had surface rust, but we replaced them. Cab corner on the driver's side was bad. Passenger side still is fine. We didn't replace that one. Core support, that was rotted, so I replaced that. Tailgate was rotted out. I replaced that. Got an aftermarket one. Windshield was cracked. Replaced that. So I got quite a bit of money into that truck. Headlights, old headlights were kind of faded, so I decided, you know what, let's just change up the whole front end and get blacked out ones. And it looks good. Ta-da! Shape ready. I gotta readjust that bumper. I know. It's down. So, that's the truck. And I can't believe I still have 5 people on here just from me rambling. That's impressive. But it's been a good truck. I love it. And, you know, of course this one too. So, but I'm gonna get the wheel back on this thing, get it off the jack stands, so I can wake up tomorrow morning and start pushing. But I gotta clean up too, so. But I'll probably work on my bucket seat tonight. So it's probably gonna be a late night. You were rambling about a nuisance. You gotta do what you gotta do. But I mean, the exhaust is brand new too. You know, it's pretty much new from the header back. The frame and everything. Oh yeah, it's even got new spring mounts, new F250 springs. I do have new shocks and rear shocks that I gotta put on this thing someday. I keep forgetting the name for those, but these are brand new on both sides. Cross member's brand new. Frame is like brand new still. Hardly any surface rust. It says some of the factory undercoatings. Yeah, so the exhaust is, you know, pretty decent. Oil pan's doing its thing, leaking. New U-joints, new leaf springs, and shackle. Here's one rotted out on me. The guy replaced 3 out of the 4. Gotta go enjoy it. Enjoyed it. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, that's pretty much the truck. All right, gotta lay down. I mean, this door is getting kind of bad. Note to self. Ouch. But it's not bad. Alright, enough rambling about that truck. You guys probably just had a whole update on it. So now I don't have to make a video about it. Good job, Robbie. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be posting this video because it's just going to take forever to upload. So if you stopped in and you watched this live stream, congrats. But that's pretty much it. This is going to wrap up the live stream. So if you guys have any questions, put them down right now. Mint. It is very mint. Where did I put my Dr. Pepper? Now, is that? No. Is this it? Yep. Later, man. That was a good one. Yes, it was. So, yep. Popping off. What's 2 plus 2? Fish. No, it's 4. So, I'll see you guys all later. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. So, I'll see you guys all later. Fish.